Okay, so it's another beautiful afternoon here in Nevis, and I'm on a new job site, and these kind of projects are my favorite. So what I'm about to show you is not pretty. It's definitely an eyesore and an unutilized space, almost a useless space, I would say, for this vacation rental. But I think there's a huge opportunity to make this area really nice. So just to give you a quick context of this, starting from these stairs lead up to the back of the house. It's a pretty steep slope, and at this rental, it's a family vacation rental where there's really no space for families to do anything outdoors. So there's no defined outdoor space, especially for children. There's really nowhere for them to play or go outside. So looking at what I just did a quick walkthrough now, I have some ideas I'm going to share with you, but looking at these spaces, I think there's a great opportunity for that. But to do that, now I'm going to actually flip the camera around, and I'm going to walk you up these stairs and around the back of the house and kind of give you my initial thoughts on what I think we can do. All right, so here's these staircases that go along the side of the house and wrap around the back. And to the left of it here, you can see there's existing hedges and some plantings, and there's a wire fence that's in poor condition. But overall, this is just sort of a wasted space where I think what we need to do is to create a really nice landscape walkway up to the back of the house. So these stairs right now, walking up them, they are unsafe, they're uneven, they're different heights and different lengths. There's no outdoor lighting, so if you would walk out here at night, it could be a safety hazard. But what I'm thinking of doing is just simply creating a new staircase and then just taking the stairs and extending some out. So fundamentally creating a planting bed that blends in with the planting. So we do a lot of nice lush landscaping, or tropical landscaping here, that then blends into the stairs. So this transitions you up from the side of the house into the back area. So going up these stairs, I'll show you where the real problem area is, and that's going to be behind the house. It's a very narrow linear space framed in by the house and a rock wall. So the way they build these houses here is they basically just come in and cut out a big chunk of the mountain, and then they just drop a house in. And so you'll see here you have this massive wall. It's at least 15 feet high at points that go all the way down. And there's a safety issue with this as well. There are rocks and boulders that have fallen, so that needs to be addressed. But just to give you a quick overview of this area that I'm working with, it's not pretty. We're standing on rock. There's no dirt. There's very little plantings. The plants that are here are in pretty bad health. We have air conditioning units. We have this concrete driveway that's in bad health, or bad shape, I should say. And then we have a couple more AC units, and then this lattice thing here is where they actually keep the propane tanks for the kitchen and the stoves in through that window. But overall, just looking at this area, and again, to think about what the client wants for this vacation rental, it's how do we create this space in just an inviting area that can be used by families who are coming here for vacation. So just to give you my initial thoughts, is I think we're going to just start from the corner of the house here and work backwards. So starting from here is where I think we could really create a linear multi-use space where we could have possibly artificial turf, or we could probably get real turf in here if we brought in some soil. It does get some sun during the day, where we could just have a play area for kids to come out and, they have a small soccer goal. They could come out here and play catch. Just an area for them to actively come out and do things. And then the way back, all the way to the end of this area, is where I think we could have the outdoor dining area or outdoor space where we could put in nice furniture, put in possibly a little fire pit, just a nice gathering area where people can come out and just enjoy it. From that, those big general ideas, it's then how do we do all these other things? And looking at this wall, it's already a narrow area, but because it's a safety issue with these rocks falling, I almost think we're gonna have to lose some footage, or I should say the width here, where we actually need to bring this up as a wall and then backfill it. That way we can create a more defined area. This would give us a chance to make this completely straight. And on that wall, which is going to be pretty high at points, it's going to be probably about 10 feet, is where we can probably put in some kind of ivy or living wall situation where just to help cover up the wall, so it's not just one massive wall to make this look like a hallway. We want to actually make it look like part of the landscape. Using that would help define the space, and it would also then hold back the rocks, and we could do some landscaping on top where we trim back this vegetation. And since we'd have about, looks like a good 2 or 3 feet, if we pull the wall up from the existing planter there, we could actually put some really nice plants that grow over, so you don't actually have to take any more space from this area. Final other little things I think we could do is just create better landscaping beds to maybe screen these AC units more. So obviously tear these out, put in a new kind of planter, definitely come up with a better solution for the propane tanks. You know, just a nicer, just a cement block with an Nevis stone facing just container for that. So instead of wood, make it out of concrete and nice stone so it looks real natural and blends in with everything instead of what it looks like right now. And then I think any of the areas where we're going to maybe put in some screening back here, so where you have this bougainvillea now, where the stairs are going to come up, it would be nice to put in a nice, like a decorative outdoor lattice to actually create like a nice screening coming into the property. And that with that, any kind of material we use, we could probably match with the entryway of this doorway, where instead of just having that white Caribbean fence, you could actually hide it with some more lattice. So those are the general ideas here of just walking through. What I'm going to show you next is my actual 3D model and idea of how I think we can fix this. Okay, so here's the concept I'm going to present to the client, and it's pretty similar to the ideas I had on site earlier today. And it's really just about defining spaces and really creating some strong edges. So this hallway, more of this L-shaped hallway that we have behind the house, looks like it's intentionally designed that way to be this nice, narrow, modern area. So the area is really just broken up into a few spaces. We have a new staircase proposed here, which actually bleeds into the tropical landscaping. That allows us to then have a space to just have lush landscaping as a backdrop. The stairs will then transition up into the small hallway area that has a wood lattice to help it uses a clean edge here to the back of this, and then we can have that connect to actually a new wall. So a concrete wall could run about 3 feet in front of the existing rock wall. That would fix the safety issues we have, plus allow us to backfill this with soil and allow us to plant on top, which would allow plants to cascade over. And then we can balance the other side out with just a simple plant, a new planter edge that's similar to what's there now, but just nicer. And doing all this allows you to just define spaces in 2 areas where we just have more of an outdoor lounge area where we could have couches and a fireplace, and then we can have possibly an open space that could be used for dining or just left open for any activities that need to be done here. And then we could have a lawn space, either having to be artificial turf or we could actually fill in the soil here and make it a nice lawn for anything that kids can come out and play in. So just to show a few of the concept scenes here, this would be the stairs that are just built on the side of the house. It's very simple. We're from the corner of the house. We just have a nice planter and Nevis stone. They're just some concrete stairs that are going to bleed into the landscaping, which gives you this really nice entryway into the back of the property. So from this area, you can now walk up. We also have opportunity to maybe put some potted plants in some of these bigger landings just to add some more details in. But the idea is just to have a really lush tropical entryway into the back of the property. Then moving into the back of the property, you can actually see the outdoor living area here where you could have seating, and then this really this clean wall that we'll put in where we could actually divide it between columns and the concrete wall to create these panels. And inside the panels we can use ivy or make it more like a living wall to fill it in. So we actually have a lush wall going down, and then we can plant on top with nice flowering plants coming above. Going further down, we can then see more of this, how this lush lawn area would look, where we could have possibly, in this scenario, a small soccer goal for kids. And that would then allow us to actually plant along here as well. And we could then propose to build a new structure for these propane tanks. So instead of just having what's there now as this rotting lattice, we could actually create it out of concrete, face it with Nevis stone, and then put a really nice doorway on there. And then just spinning the camera around, we can just see the outdoor area, or the outdoor lounge area here better, where you can see the nice lattice screen, put some nice new landscaping in here that's not going to block the windows or the AC unit, but just overall make this look more like a nice clean area. And the paving we could use could actually connect with the indoor, or what's in the inside of the house, where we have more of a 24 by 24 square paver. And I think we could actually bring that into the landscape as well. So as you walked inside of the house and outside, you have a very similar paving pattern. And that is it. So if you like this, please subscribe, like. If you need a landscape architect or you just have questions about landscape design or landscape architecture, please reach out. And thanks for watching.